Moving on to The Shock of Lightning, which is your first single. And again, there's that, a more Beatles mention. For example, we have Revolution in My Head and Waiting for the Rapture. And then we have the Magical Mystery mention in Shock of Lightning.
Yeah. It's not intentional.
Just happens.
I guess.
Liam gets 3 songs on this record.
Yeah.
And with...
we had 3 on the last one as well. I should just point that out.
He's certainly come a long way since Little James, hasn't he?
Yeah. It's not far to go from Little James though, is it?
Well, it was a nice sentiment at the time.
Yeah.
It's probably I think I'm Out of Time is probably the best thing that he's written.
Yeah, so everybody says that.
Yeah, I don't know, kid's growing up.
Yeah. Really? I was out with him last night. He was anything but grown up.
Where'd you guys go last night?
Oh, some restaurant somewhere.
Any good?
Anything good? I actually left before the food came.
Indian restaurant?
It was an Indian restaurant, yeah.
Oh.
Nothing to do with the restaurant. It's the fact that Liam was in one of his more psychedelic moods.
Understood. Okay. Get Off Your High Horse Woman. Is this directed to anybody?
Get Off Your High Horse Lady.
Lady, sorry.
It's the oldest song on the record. It's 8 years old, that song. I've long since forgotten about what I wrote it about. I would have just met my current girlfriend then, so it couldn't have been about her.
Maybe somebody had gone shopping and you were...
I don't know.
Pissed off.
I don't know. That song was demoed for... I think we were in between albums at the time. We were just in the studio messing about. But for this record, it kind of seemed to fit the whole feel of the album. So we dug it out, and there it is.
You, I mean, how many songs do you think you've written? I mean, there's hundreds of songs, hundreds and hundreds of songs that you probably.
I don't know. I don't know. You mean been released or actually written?
Either or. There are dozens and dozens that you've released.
Well, so all the stuff that have been released, you'd have to count that up. But I've got a CD of unreleased tunes, about 30.
So, at what point are you going to run out of things to write about and have to begin to revisit some of the things that...
Well, there's a lot of songs that I've written that when I kind of listen back to them from like maybe 8 years ago, I think they're really great, but the moment has passed with them, do you know what I mean? And if they don't if they miss the bus, they miss the bus. But I mean, they'll probably come out after I'm fucking dead and be enormous, and I'll be probably more successful posthumously than I am now, which will annoy the out of me, I can tell you that. But I don't know. I'm in a constant state of writing, I guess. I've always got a guitar around, and I just catch it when the moment's there. So I don't kind of not. When we finish this tour, I don't kind of say, right, in 6 weeks I'm going to go away and write an album. That's not really. And I'm always, writing stupid things down on scraps of paper and stuff like that. So I do tend to write a lot of songs, I've got to say.
There's a great movie that we saw at the film festival, which is on in Toronto right now, called It Might Get Loud, and it features Jack White.
Because somebody came up to me in the bar last night in the foyer, and a fella with long hair, and he came up to me and he kind of whispered very kind of creepily in my ear, "Are you Jack White?"
He was staying in the hotel.
And I was like, the temptation to say yes was too much, and I kind of said, "Yes, I am." And he said, "Oh, I went to see your film yesterday, it was amazing." And I was thinking, well, if you've been to see a film, right, of a guy last night, right, who obviously looks nothing like me, do you know what I mean? You idiot. He's going, "Are you Jack White?" And I was like, "No, I'm not Jack White."
Well, the weird thing is he's staying in the hotel.
Is he? Yeah, I met Jimmy Page yesterday morning as well. He's staying here.
He's staying here?
I met him yesterday morning, yeah.
It's a fabulous film.
It's right, it's about playing guitar, right?
Yeah, it's about the relationship these 3 guys have had with guitar over their lives. And there's one particular scene with the Edge, and I guess he's in his kitchen at home, and he pulls out this track of old TAC 4-track demos, and he says, "I don't know what's on this," and he puts it on, and it's the beginning of Where the Streets Have No Name.
He does know what's on it, because if you look on that series, Classic Albums, he does the same thing in that about 8 years ago. So, see, I don't go in for all that bullshit, man. Have you seen that bullshit film that Scorsese made about the Stones, Shine a Light? Well, all that nonsense about him not getting the set list till a second before the gig starts. I can tell it like it is, I don't tell it at all. That's rubbish. You're telling me that the one of the biggest albums of all time is just lying around the kitchen.
Mm.
That's ridiculous. Your cat's going to shit on it at some point. You know what I mean? That's preposterous.